Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to espnpc.com. Bruh.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. Hot tub. I'm full of water. I say hot tub.
Ha!
I say that hot. I say hot tub. Hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. I say hot tub. Rubber dub in the hot tub. Rubber dub with me. Should I get the hot tub?
Yeah!
Will it make me sweat?
Get here!
Should I get the hot tub?
Yeah!
Will it make me wet?
Well. I saw Eddie Murphy on something.
Probably Netflix.
He was on. I think maybe it was on Facebook. They were interviewing him, and there were other people talking about Michael Jackson. 'Cause we went and saw that movie, and it was good. They kept away from all the crazy stuff.
So it was a fluff piece.
And you know what's weird? How Sony went after him. You know, he had a deal. He's trying to buy all this rights and everything. And some people think that they had him, you know, maybe somebody
Set him up?
set him up. I don't want, yeah, you got to be careful what you say.
Yeah.
But
I'll say it for you.
after hearing some of the things and some things he owned, I kind of get maybe, man, we're talking unbelievable amount of money. And then all of a sudden, and they were talking about maybe he was set up to smear him. Because when we started pushing back to Sony, all this stuff started coming out. Now, was he weird? Yes. Did he really do some of the things with the little boys? I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of stories surrounding that, and I don't know what's true, what's not. This is just stuff I've read off the internet, just to preface it. But supposedly he was abused as a child. You know, these child actors and actresses that have blown up at a young age, they were paid a price. You know, a lot of them, especially in Hollywood. You know, so there's a lot of stories about how he was abused as a child and things that he had to endure, and that maybe changed how he was as a person, as an adult, and he never really grew up. And I don't know if he abused his kids or not. There's a lot of questions behind that. So at this point, I don't believe anything the media tells me, and I just kind of, if I see it with my own eyes, I'll believe it. But there's so much gray stuff there. You just have no idea what's true and what's not.
If they set him up to destroy him, that's pitiful. But if he did all that stuff, then who knows what the truth will ever be. But anyway, getting back to what Eddie Murphy did, it was funny. They were at two things. One was at some big, he was accepting an award or something. Eddie was up there giving it. In the stand, Michael couldn't get it unscrewed to get it up to his voice. He said, and you know how he talk. I can't talk like that. He goes, Eddie, Eddie, move this for me. And Eddie Murphy tried to do it, and he couldn't. And he looked at Eddie like, get it done, you know. And he goes, wait a minute, I don't effing work for you. Everybody starts laughing. He grabs it, Michael, talking to me like he owns me or something. What? But anyway, it was funny. You had to see it. It was funny. And the other thing, they were at a big premiere movie, but only select number of people were invited to it. When they said, I hear somebody saying, Eddie. I look back at his mic and he goes, come here. He's hiding behind the door. He goes, where all these people come from? There's too many. He goes, I don't know what the he said, anyway, he said, man, I don't know what the hell's going on. He leaves, goes sit back down. But anyway, they liked each other. But
Yeah.
Anyway, it was you had to see it. It was funny. But anyway, how you been doing, man?
Pretty good. You know, needed a little time off for rest and let the body heal a little bit.
You looking good. Your body's looking good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Try every now and then.
Tell you what, I don't know if you were listening when Jeremy Brown was on talking about Bay High School football team, how strong those kids have gotten. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Gave a lot of credit to you that you've been, coaching, telling and teaching and selling what they need to have to get that strength and get an edge. And I think all the time, with all these coaches out here have the same opportunity to use Max Fit Sports Nutrition, the surrounding panhandle, all you teams. Bobby Johns over there at Freeport's into weights. I know that.
Yeah.
South Walton. It just have to be football. It can be any sport. Get them bigger, stronger, faster. Go see Jason Kovaleski, Max Fit.
Well, we can share some knowledge with you. We've been doing this for 20 years. You know, my mom was a big-time athlete. She played basketball, tennis at Ohio State. I started at a young age. You know, I didn't make it that far because injuries and just being a dummy when I was young. But, we have all types of different athletes. We've, helped out swimmers, football players, baseball players. I mean, there's different training, different, diets for each one. But, thing about Bay High, they've embraced the weight room. And he's known this forever. A strong football team, and this, teams that win state titles, they're going to be physical, and that's where you win football games, at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
So they got a lot of kids coming back, especially on the offensive line. I mean, I know his son's been in there working hard too, but, you got to put in the effort, you got to work out, and then the recovery part is where we come in, nutrition. How do you rebuild that muscle? You actually tear your muscles in the gym. It's how you eat afterwards, how you supplement. It's how you're going to rebuild that muscle. So if you want some help, come down to Max Fit. We got 2 great locations, Pier Park next to Dick's Sporting Goods and on 23rd Street right in the Del Coronado Village.
What's great about Jason, they can tell you what you should eat and what you should avoid, and then what the creatine. At one time, creatine was bad. Now that you talk to doctors now, it's like everybody's even people my age get on creatine, and I was shocked how many people in my gym that look pretty good for older people.
Yeah,
pretty strong. They're on it.
Yeah,
it's something good. So that's what they need to come get that little edge and go down and see Jason Kovaleski, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations. We got a caller.
We got Edward on the line.
Edward, what's up?
Hey, good morning, y'all. Y'all look fresh as a daisy, by the way. I just want to say that.
What did he say? I couldn't hear him.
He said you look fresh
Y'all
as
look
a
fresh
daisy.
as a daisy.
Oh, thank you. Jason does. Jason and Jim do.
I don't know how y'all stay 33 forever, but I mean, whatever y'all secret is.
Max Fit. Let me get the
Max
plug in
Fit
there.
Sports Nutrition, yeah.
Hair Care Club for men.
Hey, good morning. Hey, my question is for y'all real quick. I was watching a video. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I was working the night shift. That's why I'm calling in. But I was watching a video on my phone. I had a feed of that. Remember that Tumor's Corner, that idiot that poisoned those trees back a while back? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. That's Ed Strickland's cousin.
That's James Hale's related to that guy.
He's wearing the shirt today.
War Eagle, baby. I got my Auburn shirt on today.
So here's my question with that. Like, where is the fine line between fan and fanatic?
Jason, go ahead.
Legal and illegal.
Like have you ever experienced somebody like that, or in situations like that?
I have, and I don't want to give them a bad rap because a lot of LSU fans are great people. But we went to the national championship game in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, and it was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. Especially, people yelling at my mother at like 7 years old, just right next to her face, and just screaming. And I was like. And when you got 20 people and alcohol starts to flow, that can happen at any place. So that was to me, when you cross the line, when you break the law, if you're going to physically abuse something, tear something up, I mean, that's to me where you cross the line.
I want to go back to what Jason said. The game of the century, Alabama, LSU, both ranked 1 and 2. The game's played in Tuscaloosa. We get out of our car, Julie and I and Jared, and there was a group, a van or something, LSU fans. Not men, girls. They get them over. As soon as we get out of our car, they see us. They walk over there, start hitting us in the head with shakers. And I think they were drunk. And that was early in the morning.
Right.
Game day was there. Everybody. It was crazy. Then let's go back to FSU played over in New Orleans. Well, I happened to have a white shirt on with a little red A. We're walking from Bourbon Street. We say it. I forgot the name of the place now. Being walking down Bourbon Street, walking over there, and my son goes, "Hey!" And there was a bunch of LSU people in the corner. And he goes, look, there's a Bama guy here. Well, they all surround me and start acting like punks. I mean, I'm serious. They, what the hell are you doing here, old man? And I said, roll tide, baby.
Yeah.
Roll tide. I got mad, started saying roll tide, everything they smart off to me. But I was like, but most of the LSU fans are really good, but there are some that are crazy, like everywhere.
I've seen some bad things at Florida State, Florida. We went to the games because Florida fans, it's a drive away, so there's people there in the bars after the game. Nothing really at the stadium, but guys getting sucker punched, fights outside. I mean, you just wear the wrong things. And to me, I mean, I love college football, but I don't want to fight you for your fandom. Like me and Michigan Eddie may banter back and forth, but I have love for him and his family. I mean, to me, when you cross the line, when it puts you in jail.
Jilly goes, Royal Sinesta. Thank you, Jilly. But, listen, are you overreacting? We're talking about little trees. I mean, did the guy really do anything bad? The trees didn't look so well. He was trying to put them out of the Just kidding. Just kidding. I got my Auburn shirt on.
Let me tell you what I did.
But he was motivated by what Auburn did. That the Iron Bowl, they went and put a Cam Newton jersey on Bear Bryant Stadium on his statue.
So you say that's the same thing? You're going to equate those two things?
No, it's a lot worse. Are you kidding? Bear Bryant statue? You don't touch that.
You need help.
You do not touch that. Everybody knows that. Golly, man. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just that was really my question. I know I was going to stick to football. I'll call in for the San Antonio Spurs later on the other show. But yeah, that was really my question for y'all. Where is the fine line between fan and fanatic, and where is the plus and the minus, the extreme, and where's the limits at? I guess essentially, if y'all had any cool stories. Jason just gave you the answer. You can do anything you want until you get arrested. Then you cross the line. I'm going to keep listening, guys. I like and subscribe to y'all's channel. Y'all take it easy. Y'all have a great show. All right, guys?
Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. Hey, I want to ask you both about this, and James. Stark was in Houston, made some comments, and I agree with everything he said. He said, we got another team in this state. It's not in our league, not in our conference. Probably going to make the playoffs. He said, I'll be honest with you, I think our backups, if we played their schedule, I think our backups will win most of those games, or maybe he said all of them. I'm not sure. Of course, he was at a Texas booster thing going on to raise money. And he's playing 8 teams this year that literally have a shot to be a champion, either national champion or conference championship. So his schedule's tough. They got Ohio State at home. And but the other coach was pretty cool. He said, we'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
We can go change our schedule up. I'll call a couple of these schools. Why don't you bring Texas down here and play your backups? And then you didn't hear a word from Stark. There was no response to that. He was talking about Texas Tech. Is what he's talking about. So, what do you? I mean, if I get it, you're at a booster club function. You're raising money. You go around these different leagues in summertime. You say things that you don't think's going to get out. But I really think he probably believes some of that. Because I believe some of that. Some of those teams in that league are not very good.
Was he telling the truth? Probably. Should he say it? No. I mean, when you open yourself up and you open that can of worms, then you deserve the blowback. You need to win the SEC and win a national title before you start talking about other teams and what they're doing. I mean, Sark's had every opportunity. He's got everything he wants at Texas, unlimited funds. They just bought him probably the best roster in college football.
Most expensive in history.
Yeah, whatever he wanted, he's gotten. So he needs to capitalize on that. I would just be quiet. And that's just me. I like to talk after I win, not before I win. And even then, I'm not going to say much. You'll let you play and do the talking. He's got some great coaches over there. Hiring Muschamp was a great move, in my opinion. I mean, they need to be a little bit tougher. They need to be a little bit more physical in the offensive line. We'll see. I'm not a big believer in Sark. If you look at his record, he's like, a 60% winning percentage, and he's been at some really good schools. So I say just button it up, play your game. Texas Tech knew they couldn't cancel games and play them at the beginning of the year, so they're in a great position just to run their trap right now. So, but I believe what he said. I don't know if his backups could do it, but they could definitely run the Big 12 and probably go undefeated.
Yeah, this committee, you talk to most coaches, they don't trust them. I don't think coaches in the Big Ten trust them. All right, let's look at a couple teams. If Texas goes 9-3 and they lose close games to, say, Ohio State, lose to Georgia, and maybe Ole Miss, whoever,
right.
Just throw somebody out there.
3 top 10 teams.
But they're not. They just play tough physical games and they lose 3. But you're going to put a James Madison in, undefeated James Madison, undefeated Tulane, or maybe a 11-1 Texas Tech. I'm with him. I think it's bull crap. I do believe his backup at Texas would beat James Madison and Tulane.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
but they're in the playoffs. James, was Stark wrong?
I think so. It sounds good. It plays great, especially to, your local boosters. But the thing is, in this day and age, everybody has this little device that can record everything you're saying. So whatever you say, even in the privatest room, is public knowledge basically nowadays. But that was already public knowledge because, it was there for the boosters. In terms of the backups, though, I don't know. I think Texas Tech, if you take all the Texas Tech starters and you put them against all backups for Texas,
Texas Tech will win.
Texas Tech, I do think
Do
will
they have
win
a
that
quarterback?
game, especially nowadays.
Oh,
with
that's
NIL.
right. What's the latest on the quarterbacks? Is he in or out?
He's out.
He's out.
Wow.
He needs
They're
to
trying
be
to
out.
appeal it, but the initial thing was he's not going to get
They need
reinstated.
to bring him to Alabama and get one of those judges and pay that judge off.
Actually, the judge recused himself because the judge was a Texas Tech graduate.
Wow.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have done that.
Ole Miss wouldn't have either.
Whatever it takes, baby. Whatever it takes. Jim, if Ohio State, we got to take a. All right, I'm gonna ask you. When we get back. Think about this when we get back. If Ohio State, you look at their schedule this year. It's brutal now.
Just
you,
like
you
Texas.
looked at it.
Yeah.
Looked at their schedule. All right, if they go 9-3. Same thing. They lose 3 close games. How you gonna feel? They don't let them in. The 12 best teams in the country. They don't let them in, and they let a 10-2 Texas Tech
Or BYU.
BYU's always up there. And then we can just go ahead and even make it worse. Look at Notre Dame. They play no one. You hear me? One game.
They play
Miami's
Jenks.
somebody.
They got Surfside.
They got Miami.
They got one game.
Yeah.
They got one game.
It's going to be. They opened at a 6.5 point
That's what I'm
favorite.
saying.
I was shocked at that, to be honest.
Just this. I thought it was supposed to be the 12 best teams.
That's where you've messed up. You thought that.
I thought wrong. It was, Jimmy.
They said that.
All right, let's talk about. We got time, though. We get back, I'll do it. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Neat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy this afternoon. An evening with a moderate breeze at 15 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest, and temps near 88. Tonight we will have a mixture of mostly clouds and likely thunderstorms, and be warm at 72. Mostly cloudy tomorrow and a high 82. Some sun Thursday with a temp of 84. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves Morning Update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250-plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
Braves open the series with the Jays tonight. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network Morning Update.
Tidal Wave Auto Spa is the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and your go-to car wash destination all season long. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location nearest you.
The road trip is done. Braves 4-2 on the 6-game road trip, including 2 of 3 from the Cincinnati Reds over the weekend. Ronald Acuna Jr., he finally caught fire. Over the last 4 games, he's hit 5 home runs, including Sunday, his 39th career leadoff home run. Jorge Mateo on fire as well. 2 home runs over the final 2 games in Cincinnati.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Mateo rips it high in the air, deep left field, to the wall. Forget about it.
On to tonight, Truist Park is the location. Kevin Gausman is the opponent for the Blue Jays. Mostly 4-seamer and a splitter. Of course, the former Brave doesn't walk a lot of people, top 3% in walk percentage. Bryce Elder going for the Braves. He's 4-3, has a 2.50 ERA. Last time out, though, was not his best outing. Hopefully, he gets back on the winning track tonight. Ford leadoff show at 6. First pitch between the Braves and the Jays, 7:15 from Truist Park. You can hear all of it on the Braves Radio Network.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michaels Studio on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Jim, my question to you was, do you trust this committee? We don't know this year's committee. It changes every year. I have called in and said you put Carl Franks on there, who was the head football coach at Duke. He was with Spurrier all those years. He knows football. He's fair. He's honest. He's a great man. I think he would do it for a long time, Carl Franks. But what do you think? We were using Texas. Now we flipped it to Ohio State. They play each other. They play Oregon. They play Indiana. They play Michigan. They play USC. They play a tough schedule. If they was to lose a game or two, close games, not being blown out, and they put in a James Madison, a Tulane, a Southern Mississippi, or BYU, or Texas Tech with 2 losses, and Ohio State's only got 3, to me, that's BS. How would you, or do you trust the committee to put the strength of schedule?
First of all, I don't believe in strength of schedule at all. This is my personal opinion. The perfect example isn't Ohio State. The perfect example from last year is Alabama. Alabama had 3 losses. They made it. Yeah, James Madison made it and Tulane made it. But Alabama with 3 losses, unless they're just total blowouts, or an Ohio State with 3 losses, is still going to make it. They're still going to be – so they're not going to be in the top 12? That's just my opinion. I mean, unless they're just, 40-0, which they're not going to be. But do I think the strength of schedule, I think that's a joke. Because the perfect example is Notre Dame. They don't play anybody. No one.
Yeah.
No one.
Why do we bow down?
And you know that they're going to make it. They're in right now. So really, it's not 12.
11.
What other 11 are going to make it?
Right.
And I'm not anti-Notre Dame. I'm just anti the rules aren't the same for everybody.
Right.
They're just not. It's just not. They're just not.
I think we went to an NFL system before they were ready to go to an NFL system because the conferences aren't made equal. I mean, they want to say they want to copy that model, but they don't have that model because you have individual conferences like the ACC and Big 12 to me that are substantially lower top to bottom than the Big 10 and SEC, and then they want to throw in a group of 12 or whatever they're called now. I don't know what they're called, but they have no chance of competing against the top of the top in these conferences. I mean, look what happened to James Madison. I mean, look what happened to Tulane, TCU a couple years ago when they played Georgia, Cincinnati.
But I was thinking of this last night. What you're saying is true. But, going forward, whether it's 24 or whatever magical number there's going to be, it doesn't help the process when you see, in baseball, when you see Troy, Little Rock, Cal Poly, St. Mary's, and all these nobody.
St. John's.
St. John's. It's like, who are these people? So,
yeah,
you don't think the TV executives love that? Oh my God, competition! We got all these other teams instead of the SEC and the big bad Big Ten. We got all these little Cinderellas. They love that. They eat that crap up with both hands. And unfortunately, that works against football because I think that mentality exists. I do. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. But I think that's a big part of it.
But
they love those underdogs.
This. I think football is a completely different animal. I mean, it's so much more
it
physical.
It is.
85 scholarship players. I mean, coaching. When's the last time you've seen a Boise State or a TCU beat like a Georgia, Alabama at their height? I mean, those games are like 62-0. They pull their starters in the third quarter, and you know this. You're not. I mean, you're on the same page I am with this. Cinderella doesn't exist in football. I mean, it may be a one-game thing where like an Appalachian State could beat a Michigan, but when you're talking about Alabama at its high, Georgia, Ohio State with Zeke Elliott and them, you play at TCU, they're going to get smashed, and people are going to tune out at halftime. I mean, that Georgia-TCU game was the least watched national championship game in history. Right. I turned it off after the first quarter knowing they were going to get smacked. When you don't have the offensive, defensive lines and depth that these teams have, you're not going to be able to compete. Yeah. And I hate it because they're going to have to go to 24 teams to eliminate the errors made by the committee, and that's going to devalue the regular season. You know, if I was Ohio State, Michigan, last game of the year, and we're going to be maybe a number 1 seed, and Jeremiah Smith's got a gimpy ankle, I'm sitting him, you know, and that's terrible for the sport. That's terrible, and that's what makes college football special to me. Every game in the regular season matters. I tune in every Saturday to watch the regular season. NFL, I really don't care. I could look at the scores and I'll be like, that's cool. I don't really start to pay attention to the playoffs, and that's where we're headed if it goes to 24.
You're right.
When's the last time Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State has been outside the top 25? Never. I mean, and you're just going to be like, another Saturday. To me, I think they're making a big mistake. And what we're making a mistake on is letting TV executives make a decision for the sport. They don't care about the sport. They care about money. Yeah. And that's where the problem's
I want to ask you real
Get
quick.
more markets.
What was the argue for Texas Tech's quarterback that they suspended?
So Brandon Sorsby, he got in trouble when he was redshirted at the University of Indiana, so he wasn't with Texas Tech yet. But he placed not 1,000, but thousands of bets while he was redshirted, including in games that he was standing on the sideline for those games. So the NCAA, of course, is saying that you bet on sports while being a student athlete. You can't do that. You've got to go. Mm-hmm. The defense for Sorsby is the NCAA is weaponizing his disease of being addicted to gambling against him.
Why would they do that?
Because
they paid him $4 million. Why else?
He did check himself into one of those rehab programs. So basically, that's just what they're playing to is, oh, look, he's got a disease. We've got him checked into rehab. There's no reason to punish him. We're fixing him already.
Right.
No. I mean, that's one of those that, okay, is gambling a disease? Sure, we can have that talk.
That might work in certain states. I don't think it will in Texas.
It's the rule books that are put before you. You know it going in. Like, coaches bring you in. Every single player on that team gets brought into a room before the season starts, and that coach stands up in front of the room and goes, here are the rules, boys. And I guarantee you, one of the rules that he pointed at maybe a few times said, no gambling.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Hey, let me get this in real quick. This is your super regionals. SEC's got 7 out of the 16 teams, I believe. But the problem is they're going to play each other. Cal Poly, West Virginia, I think that's at Morgantown. I want to brag on the state of Alabama. We got 3 schools that host in the region. Now, you go to Mississippi. If Southern Mississippi would have done what they were supposed to have done, I watched both the games. They mistakes killed them. They were in the lead, and I think the bottom of the night they were up or something in both games, I believe. There would have been 3 teams from the state of Mississippi. That's 2 small little schools. Then you look at Georgia right across the east from the state of Alabama. You had Miss Georgia Tech and Georgia, really good ball clubs there. But Troy's hosting Little Rock. North Carolina's going to host USC. I watched USC last night. They're pretty good.
Really good Arkansas team.
Yeah, Auburn, Ole Miss will play at Auburn. Then in Lawrence, Kansas, you have Oklahoma. They beat Georgia Tech, I believe. They're going to play Kansas. And you got St. John's that beat – who they beat?
Florida State.
Florida State. Yeah, Florida State. And that'll be played in Tuscaloosa. Austin, Texas is going to host Oregon. And you got Georgia is going to host Mississippi State.
That Texas-Oregon matchup looks really good. Texas has been playing really well. And remember, the A&M coach went to Texas, and last year they didn't have such a great season. But they look primed to maybe make a run right now.
All right, let's talk about some great sponsors. We had a chance to talk many about this morning. One day away from that world-famous J. Michael Spaghetti every Wednesday. But today's special, quesadillas and black beans quesadillas, really good. But they got the best seafood, ice-cold beer, the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Over in Lynn Haven, you want a great meal, get out to Beef Over Brace in Lynn Haven. Pat Prentice, the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. I tell you what, he took advantage of Max Fit Sports Nutrition. He looks like a dang movie star now. He looks awesome. Beef Over Brace, Lynn Haven, that's where you want to go. Now, you're already over that way. Go see Russ, Amber, Patrick, David Adams, Designer Jewelry. They got a board up there. You can put your wish list. So all you women, go in there, put in what you want. Send your man down there. Or in Jason's case, he's got plenty of women to go up there and write it, so he have to spend some money. But they deal with it. They're awesome people. I love them. Russ, Amber, Patrick, great people. Get down there and visit them. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. All it takes is 5 minutes. If you're listening right now, Dr. Ward's office is throughout the Panhandle of Florida. List him every Wednesday, 7:30. Mexican food. We all love Mexican food. We finally got Pepper's Mexican Grill on Panama City Beach Parkway. Go check it out. Every Monday, 10% discount for military. Buy one, get one free. House wine. I'm not house wine. House margaritas and draft beer. Great place to have birthday parties. Anything's going on at Arnold High School. You got to stop by Pepper's Mexican Grill, eat before, and come back and eat again after it. I don't know. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
And here we go.
The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bum, 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 bum. Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! Let me tell you, I saw Charlotte yesterday at the Jump House. We had Julie, had Johnny there. I went and met him after the show, and her grandkids were there also. I said, Charlotte, whatever you're doing, keep it up. She didn't look it. She didn't age. It's like she's gotten younger. John, you see John McVay. He's the same way. I don't know what they're doing. They both look like model. They're good-looking people, man. Good. We had a good time visiting with her and her daughter and son-in-law. So it was cool seeing all of them there. Had a great time. We get out to all the newbies, have a great time. Newbies Chill on the Curve, that's where you want to go watch all the games. And then head on down to the mothership. I tell you, the after parties after Gulf Coast Jam, they had a blast at newbies. They really did. Yeah. It was rolling down there. Jim, what do you got for us today on FSU?
Well, we're going to talk about FSU baseball, obviously. You know, when we were on here about a week ago talking about this before it all played out, it's like, yeah, we think Florida State's going to go on. You know, they got Coastal Carolina's pretty good, but the other ones are St. John's and Northern Illinois, you know. And then at that time, we said, well, we thought the same thing about Florida State softball, and then they laid an egg and lost to Stetson first game. And I don't know what it is with Florida State lately, but they went out and laid an egg too, first game. They lost to St. John's 6-5, and I'm thinking to myself, St. John's is in New York City. I mean, it's like, where do they play baseball? They play at Yankee Stadium. I mean, I don't know. That was obviously a surprise. So I'm thinking, all right, well, they got to come back against Coastal Carolina. So they come back against Coastal Carolina, and then they get tornadoed out. There's all kind of bad weather, 8-hour rain delay and all this, and they had to postpone to the next day. And they beat Coastal 2-1.
That may have helped them because that pitcher they were going against was a high Major League Baseball draft pick, and that weather delay forced him out of the game. So
I got somebody's talking about you. Bill Solomon, great state of Missouri. He's in Missouri watching. Brian Norman, Coach of the Year, is watching. Just talking about a great job you're doing. Go ahead. I told him.
Okay, thank you. All righty. So anyway, Florida State beats Coastal Carolina the next day. So that means they have to come back and they got to play St. John's, but they got to beat them twice. So they played St. John's again the other day and lost 5-4 in 10, I think it was in 10 innings. And when I watch these teams, because obviously you can't see all the teams in college baseball. There's too many of them, and you don't see all their games. They're not broadcast. And as I'm watching Florida State, I'm thinking they're pretty good, but are they like some of the national championship teams that I've seen? Because when I watch them, they say, do they have a big star pitcher that nobody can hit, like Paul Skeens at LSU the other year? Do they have big hitters or guys that are just knocking bombs out? They didn't really have that. They were okay. They were pretty good, but they just couldn't get over the hump. Like yesterday's game, they only gave up 3 hits, but they gave up 7 walks, hit somebody, and their pitcher gave up a grand slam. They lose 5-4.
In the winning run.
So
I think losing, what was it, the second baseman that dislocated his ankle? He was their big time talent. Yeah. He was a superstar, and losing him for the year really kind of put them from a team that was elite. First base. Okay. Just a solid all around team. And at this stage of the game, all these guys have big arms. They got superstars, ready to bust out. So I think that definitely hurt them.
Right. So
when he hit that home run, FSU, I thought, man, they're going to come back and do it.
Yeah. And then not so much. And then I started thinking about it as the day went along. I got to get off Florida State for just a second and say, well, the whole state of Florida was kind of a disappointment. And Miami lost. Yeah. The Gators lost to Troy, of all people, and didn't even look good doing it. And then Florida State lost to St. John's. So I don't know if there's some kind of mojo funk over the state of Florida in college baseball, but it's not what we expected it was going to be. That's for sure.
Florida State to me feels cursed. I mean, ever since the snub from the college football playoffs and losing to Georgia. I mean, I think women's soccer won a national championship, but if you look at softball, who should have at least made the World Series, baseball was thought to be right there and maybe compete because they got a regional at home. They were one of the top seeds. They missed out. It just feels like the fan base is cursed there, and I feel bad for them.
He made a great point just a second ago about, I didn't really think about that, the population of the state of Florida. And we see South Walton, and his congratulations to his son, he just won another state, Mr. Florida.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
well deserved.
Nick. But all the talent, the population, yet they're not very good compared to what they've been. Yeah. And you look at a little state like Mississippi and Alabama, they're up there.
NIL, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you got LSU, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss.
And I can't think of a specific example, but if you watch any game, whether it's softball or baseball, invariably the announcer can say, well, yeah, there's Jason Kovaleski. He transferred in from Iowa. Right. There's James Hale. He transferred in from Missouri. There's Jim Brand. He came from Kentucky. Nobody's like four-year starter. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody.
We were talking about this off there. I think baseball is going to see a shift in how they recruit. And it's going to hurt the high school kids because why are you going to pay a kid $150,000 if you got to develop them for 2 years where, oh, my God, this guy at East Carolina, he just threw 78 strikeouts. He had a 1.2 ERA. Let's go pay that guy $100,000. He's 22 years old. He's ready to go. He's mature. He's been in the league for 4 years.
I'm glad you brought that up. Coop Moss. We had Steve on Friday.
Yeah.
He told us, and we didn't want to say anything until it got out there, but it's all official now. Coop is going to transfer, and I wouldn't doubt if he transferred maybe close to home. I'll just say that. He's heading up to Virginia, I believe, to these camps and things.
Yeah.
Where he transferred out. And more or less kind of like what you're talking about, you're seeing these college coaches more and more, I'm going to go get a pitcher that's played in the SEC or ACC or wherever. We know he can play. He's older, more mature. We don't really have to develop him anymore.
Well, it's 100% free agency every single year.
Yep,
You know,
you're
you
right.
have no
Yeah.
guarantee that they'll stay. And there's nothing that forces them to stay either. I mean,
No.
one of the things that they could kind of do, which would be super easy to do, but again, nobody wants to do this right now, is put time on those NIL contracts. It's like, okay, here's your NIL contract, but it's 3 years.
I'm with you. Yeah, the transfer deal is I hate. You can't develop players anymore. I don't really blame the coaches. I don't blame the kids.
No,
it's just
coaches
the way.
everybody there is playing by the rules that are presented to them.
In the day's
And
time,
that-
Or
and
the
that's
lack
what
of
the
their
rules
own.
are.
lack of rules.
Lack of rules, yeah.
It's the
Lack of
combination. I mean, everybody wanted the players to get paid, but of course they didn't do it the way they were supposed to do it. And then everybody's like, "Oh, well, they should be able to go anywhere they want." Well, when you have free agency every year, you know what that would do to the NFL if the best players in the league had to renegotiate their. I mean, the rosters would be $400 million. I mean, it's insane what they're allowing to go on. And then every time they try to do something through Congress, it gets shot down through some judge that really has no. I don't understand why they went away from the amateurism. What happened with that? They just threw their hands up and like, we got to pay everybody, and there's no rules. You can do whatever you want.
Like Trump said that when he had all those sports people at the White House, he said, "This is some crazy judge. This is bullcrap. It's always been amateur sports. It still should be amateur sports."
Or privatized. Private businesses can set standards for their employees. If you do A, B, or C, we can fire you. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand what's wrong with that. They act like this is some right to play college football or right to play college baseball, and that you can't enforce any rules on these kids. That's not true at all. You can pay them a certain amount so they have.
If the presidents of these universities and the commissioners said, "This is what we're going to do. You can come play here, or you can't. We're going to offer you a scholarship, and that's it. You come play here, don't come play. You want to go to the NFL, make money, go ahead.
Scholarship, and here's $10,000 a month."
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to cover your cost of living. You're going to live a great life. You're going to be living on a college campus. You're going to be a superstar. If you get a Nike ad like a Jeremiah Smith, obviously he's a superstar. He's like kind of the face of maybe college football, if you want to put it that way. I understand that, but that's not what this is being used for. These guys are being paid to play out of high school. If you're a big-time college athlete.
Yeah, if they did it the right way, it wouldn't be a big problem.
I mean, but.
Let's get back to Coop Moss real quick. And I wanted him in here to talk about it. We would try to get him in here sometime this summer. But what happened, they go to the end of the year and they meet with the coaches. Well, Coop wants to play. How are you going to get drafted? How are you going to do anything? You don't get your opportunity to go out there and play.
Right.
So they tell him, you're a great kid. You've done everything we asked you to do, but we are going to go bring some more pitchers in. Well, heck, you're not playing now. You're not going to develop us, and you bringing more guys in, older guys that played college baseball already. I get where Coop's coming from. He's got to get on the field and play, so he's going to transfer out. What's going to happen to high school athletes?
Well, the thing that I've said, and I'm going to say it again now. The thing I feel bad for Cooper Moss. He's been in here a number of times. He's an outstanding young man. He
Great
is.
kid.
And I'm not just saying it because he went to Arnold or his
No.
dad, Steve Moss. It's just the truth. He's a great kid. And I feel bad because he's wanted to be a Gator his entire life.
Right.
That's all he's ever wanted to be. He finally gets, has a great high school career, does all these things, wins all these awards, does everything the right way, gets there, and he's an afterthought. It's just like, Coop, you're just going to have to wait or go somewhere else. Like, why didn't you tell me that 6 months ago? No, I'm being serious. I mean, like, if I wasn't part of your plans, you should have told me then, not after the fact. You have one season under your belt, and I didn't throw one pitch, not one.
Yeah.
It's just bad. The good thing is you won't, as good as he is, he'll have an opportunity to go somewhere. It just won't be the Gators.
And in 2 years, we're going to see him come up, and he'll be that 21, 22-year-old that every team's going to want to pay to come in and be that number one, number two starter. But for us, it's just killing the high school athlete, and this is what this was supposed to be
across
about.
the board
in
every sport.
Yep.
I feel bad for him. I really do. I tell you what, I don't feel bad about Stevenson Air Conditioning. Matter of fact, I feel great about Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason graduated from Mosley High School, so let's take care of the local companies. They take care of us. They live here, family-owned business. Take a lot of pride in what they do. The most honest guy out there. Stevenson Air Conditioning, the heat is here. I mean, the oven is turned on full blast right now. All you got to do if you're having a hard time getting the house cool, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're going to come out. They're going to service it. They're going to clean it up. It's going to run better. It's going to make it last longer. It's going to save you money in your power bill. Don't go national. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. You're looking for a bike. We all are. Well, those electrical bikes are taking over the world. Go see Steve Bertershaw. Right there across the street from Sam's on 23rd Street. They got electrical bikes. They got the standard bikes, new and used, and they'll deal with you. The guy's incredible. He's also the swim coach at Mosley High School, and they've been in business since 1979. He's doing something right. He's doing something outstanding. Steve's Bike Shop. All right, TK Vandy, Roofing, General Contracting. Kyle Vandergriff, listen to him every Friday right here in ESPN Northwest Florida. Not only do they do roofs, they do anything. They can build a building, a house, a schoolhouse. He's got all kind of different contracts. They design, commercial, residential. They can do it all. TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. Turpro Pest Control. You want that yard to look absolutely gorgeous? Yeah, you do. We can make it happen. Listen to Patrick Garner every Monday right here in ESPN Northwest Florida. Give him a call. They'll come up with a game plan. They'll come out there. Your yard will be absolutely beautiful. You got bugs in the house, ants everywhere, spiders, roaches. You can't have that. Call Patrick, Turpo Pest Control. They'll come in and take care of that also. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say...
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You've found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy this afternoon. An evening with a moderate breeze at 15 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest, and temps near 88. Tonight we will have a mixture of mostly clouds and likely thunderstorms, and be warm at 72. Mostly cloudy tomorrow and a high 82. Some sun Thursday with a temp of 84. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You know, we're talking about Coop Moss. What's he going to do, where he's going to wind up. And you said something. I don't know what the rules are, but if he did go, there's plenty of JCs right here locally and do something great.
That's as competitive as you can get outside your elite D1
They
places.
send them to the pros. They
Major
get them,
leagues.
yeah.
I mean, they send them to SEC schools. This is like a feeding ground for the top
And
players in the
what
country.
did we say during the break? Florida got embarrassed by Troy, and what are we blaming it on?
Well, they didn't have Coop pitching,
There
man.
you
I
go.
mean,
There's
10
a
to 2, you,
mistake. No
you had a
wonder.
big time right-hander that you could have brought
Yeah.
in, but they decided not to, and they're getting blasted by Troy.
Yeah, made me upset.
There you go.
All right, I think let's take this phone call. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I watched that Gator game, and you're right, Coach. It was hard to watch.
He was ugly.
They just didn't have the pitching.
Yeah.
They had the pitching.
Right.
Maybe just on the bench.
Right.
If you ask me.
Yeah. We got Steve Moss on, and I'm glad he called in. Steve, kind of, I didn't want to say anything until it got out there because we really wanted Coop in here today. But talk about what's going on, what's he thinking, what do you think the future is? And we're talking about now, you're not going to see kids get developed anymore.
I think that model that has been the model not only in baseball but probably throughout college sports is if you're a head coach, you hit the recruiting trail hard. You pick at these 5- and 4-star high school athletes that are studs. And again, I'm talking baseball, football, basketball. And you bring them into your program and you develop them. You understand they're only 18 or 19 years old, but they were really good in high school. And you see the potential that eventually them being, who knows, an All-American, a draft pick, something really big. So you bring them in. Yes, you roll the dice a little bit, but you say, you know what, we have the coaching to make these guys better. They were great in high school. We're going to make them better once they get on campus here. That model is broken. You do not see that throughout college sports anymore, and that has been the model for years. Now, because of the portal, you don't have to develop players. Matter of fact, most coaches say, I don't have the time or the energy to develop these 18 or 19-year-olds. I need to win now if I want to keep my job. So the best chance of me to win now is go into the portal and pick up players that might be 23, 24 years old. 2 guys on Cooper's team are married at the University of Florida on the baseball team. I'll bring in older guys, and all I have to do is roll the balls out on the field and say, go pitch or go hit. I don't have to develop them. They've already played 3 or 4 years at the D1 level or maybe the D2, or I know what I'm getting. And I don't have to put in the work that I have to for an 18 or 19-year-old. Again, I'll roll the balls on the field and say, go play. That's the model we've seen not only in baseball but throughout college sports. And I've seen it as a parent now these last few years with my son at the University of Florida.
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Do you think in general maybe some of these coaches are misleading these kids coming out of high school because they just want to stack some guys and just see who hits? Because honestly, it feels like they knew they had a plan and they know they're going to go out and get more experienced guys, but they kind of want to see if maybe we'll bring this high school kid in. He's got a big-time arm. Let's see if we can develop him. Let's see if we can hit. But it feels like there's some dishonesty, and that's where I'm probably not as upset about the portal as some other people, because I don't think both sides are telling the truth to each other, and that gives at least the player an out to go and find a better opportunity.
I think, again, I'm just speaking as a parent of a D1 athlete. I think oftentimes coaches overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
Again, if they get them on campus and it doesn't work out, it's very easy to cut them loose. I'll go in the portal and I'll find another guy tomorrow. And so, therefore, there's not as much risk. And so it's easy to overpromise and underdeliver, get the young studs on campus. And if they work out, great. I look like a genius as a coach. If it doesn't, I'll cut them loose, and I'll find someone in the portal tomorrow. There's not as much risk to bringing them on. And, again, at least in our case, my son grew up being a Gator fan. He wanted to play Gator baseball since he was 5 years old, and he got that opportunity. He had a great high school career. He did redshirt this year at Florida. But when he went to his exit interview, you could tell the innings weren't going to be any better next year as they were this year. And if that's the case, you might like the portal, you might not. But what it does is it gives players an opportunity to find someplace else that's a better fit. And so that's what that does.
Steve, how long is the portal open for baseball for Coop? What's his window of opportunity here?
Good question. June. So it opened up yesterday. The portal opened June 1st, and it's the entire month of June. Okay. And Cooper had his exit interview with Coach O'Sullivan actually before the regional even started. Honestly, we didn't know that they were going to lose their regional, and their season would be done 3 or 4 days later. But he did it before the regional, and he said, Dad, it couldn't have gone any better. The coaches said, listen, we understand you need innings. We understand you want to play. You want to get to see the field. And I don't know if that's going to happen here because you know what, Cooper? We're going to bring in 3 or 4 portal guys next year, just like we did this year. So I don't know if it's going to be any better. So although Cooper achieved his dream of playing at the University of Florida, that's what he wanted since he was 5, he never threw a pitch for him. They redshirted him, and he never got to see the field. And he got to wear orange and blue and got to line up for the national anthem and went through everything every other player does, just didn't get to play. So now he is in the portal saying, okay, Florida wasn't the best fit. What is?
Just because I don't know how it works, and we're just trying to get because you have an inside knowledge of this. What type of resources do they put into these younger kids? Are they focused on them at all to develop them at least to a certain extent, or are they like, this is my season, we're all about winning, we got to focus on the guys that we know we're using? How does that work out? Like, did he get some development this year that'll help him in the future?
That's a great question, Jason. If there was one thing I'm the most disappointed about in regards to Cooper's experience at the University of Florida is I really thought there would be more hands-on development.
Yeah.
I got there thinking, this is a big D1, this is the SEC. I thought there would be more getting into the pitching lab and looking at pitches and looking at, all these different metrics to make him better. And not only Cooper, and I don't want to seem like sour grapes, but some other parents I've talked to, we all sit together in the stands. They all say the same thing. I thought there would be more development at this level. And again, at least at our experience at Florida, there wasn't that. You came in with the talent you had, and I don't know if Cooper's that much better now than he was when he set foot on campus. And so, therefore, you go to look, all right, what's the next step? And Cooper joined the portal not because of money. Let me make it very clear. He joined there because he wants to find a school that will develop him and make him better via playing time and actual hands-on instruction. This has nothing to do with NIL money or anything like that. He went in, and for some players, that's it. They go into the portal because they want money.
Right.
It's a money grab, right? NIL. That's not Cooper's deal at all. He wants to go somewhere where he can get developed and get better and see the field, and that wasn't going to happen at Florida.
Steve, quick question. This is James. So, as a parent, do you see or do you even kind of want to see more of the kids maybe looking at the junior college route instead of, say, hopping into the big school of your dreams? Because let's face it, a lot of those big schools right now, this is what we're talking about with not even just Florida, but Georgia, Ohio
LSU,
State, USC, any of them.
Yeah.
If I had one tip to give any parent out there that's son or daughter might be playing and aspire to play college athletics, and this is it, go somewhere where you can play, where you can see the field. We got enamored that it was the University of Florida, and honestly, we didn't visit any other schools. We didn't talk to any other coaches. That was Cooper's dream school.
Right.
What we should have done is more homework and due diligence on our end before allowing Cooper to commit. Go somewhere where you can play. And listen, that might not be at a Power 4 D1. It might be at a junior college. It might be a D2. It might be NAIA. Go somewhere where you can play. And listen, if you do really well at that level, then you'll have the opportunity to make that jump to the Power 4 if you want to, or you might be really happy at wherever that school is you started. But if you can prove yourself at the lower levels, it sounds silly. It's almost like going into single A or double A ball, doing well, and then you make the jump to AAA or the major leagues, but you're going to get playing time. There's no reason going to a big Power 4 school. It might have a great name like Georgia, LSU, Florida, wherever it is, and sit the bench.
Steve, let me ask you this. Is that kind of maybe what's going on? You see, like Little Rock, Troy, St. John, some of these schools beating these big-time schools. Maybe some of those kids did that.
There's more. I love the interview. They interviewed a young man from Troy who had a great season. He played 2 years at Enterprise State. He was a boll weevil. It's the best mascot out there. Anyways, he went to Enterprise State. He was and got his 2 years and then transferred to Troy. There's so many stories like that. I know there's one young man at Troy that played at Northwest Florida State over in Niceville. They went the JUCO route, and they got innings. They got at-bats. They got to play, and then made the jump to D1 at Troy. They were 2 years more mature. They had innings, they had at-bats, and they were a better player versus the true freshman going into the Power 4 and really rolling the dice and honestly, most likely sitting the bench.
Well, man, thank you so much for calling in. We got to take a break. We'll talk to you soon. We want to know what's going on with him, okay?
I'll keep you posted. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man. Good luck. All right. Hey, this new thing, you got a boat. All right, you got a boat. You get ready to go take it, put it in the water. You're all excited. Hell, it won't crank. It won't work.
What? Why would that happen?
Then what do you got to do now? I got to call a marina, either take it, have them come get it. Who knows when they can get it fixed? It's going to cost me a fortune. That's a pain in the butt.
And then you're calling them every day going, hey, how's my boat? Hey, how's my boat? Hey, I want to take my boat out. How's my boat? And they go, oh, it's sitting there.
When will we get it? When will we get it back? Well, what if they could come to you?
Ooh, I love that idea. I think I know a guy that might just do
You
that
do?
for you, Coach.
Who
I
is
do.
it?
Florida, Maine. Florida, Maine. He will come to you to fix the boat. You don't got to find him. You don't got to go to his shop. He is the shop, and he rolls the shop to you.
So he didn't have all the overhead, so he didn't have to really charge you like a marina.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
And he comes to you.
Comes to you.
You can go do your thing while he's working on your boat.
Yep.
Unbelievable. What's that number? 850-851-4134. Let me tell you again. Ask for Mr. Allen. 850-851-4134. All right, we'll be right back. Alabama softball team. My heart was broken. We got baseball to look forward to now.
Yep.
Can we not win a championship in anything?
Look forward to football, though? $90 million contract.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach.
Yeah. Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy this afternoon. An evening with a moderate breeze at 15 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest, and temps near 88. Tonight we will have a mixture of mostly clouds and likely thunderstorms, and be warm at 72. Mostly cloudy tomorrow and a high 82. Some sun Thursday with a temp of 84. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take the hassle out of pool ownership with Tropical Spas and Pools. Their weekly pool cleaning service covers it all. Water testing, chemicals, brushing, vacuuming, and a full equipment checkup, so you can just relax and enjoy. Ready to upgrade your backyard? They specialize in hot tub spas from entry level to executive models, starting at $6,599. Plus, above ground pools like an 18-foot round starting at just $4,295. Visit Tropical Spas and Pools, 3612 West 23rd Street in Panama City.
WGSX Lenaven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
To get your boat running today without the dealership wait, it's Florida Main's Marine Service and Consulting. No more hauling the boat to the dealership. For a faster, smoother, and hassle-free boat service, they come to the dock or the driveway. Florida Main's Marine Service and Consulting. From Santa Rosa to Panama City to Apalachicola. Quick response to inquiries and competitive rates. Get your boat running today. Call Florida Main's Marine Service and Consulting. 850-851-4134. 850-851-4134.
From the Vortex Springs to the Bear Paw Canoe Trail. From Shell Island to 30A. We're your home for live sports. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Man, listen to that. Listen to that. Roll Tide, roll. We didn't, but we tried. Alabama, I love the coach, Alabama softball coach. I love him. Before I get into that, I thank Stevenson Air Conditioning for the Alabama update. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Locals taking care of locals. Again, Jason graduated from Mosley High School. You can't get more local than that. Family-owned business. They love their customers. They take care of it. They don't try to take every penny out of your pocket. Jason Kovaleski, you had great experience with him.
Always have. Yeah, I mean, just honest people, affordable pricing. I mean, they're not going to lie to you just to sell you something. And I've had a couple issues with my older unit that they didn't even put in that they came out and helped fix. They didn't even charge me one time because it was just I'm dumb and don't know stuff. So they're like, you just got to do this and just fix it real quick. So
Jim said that about you when you were here last week.
It's probably true.
They are. They're great. I love them. Wonderful people.
Yeah.
Great people. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Not even close. I do. I'm not talking about the Alabama softball coach. Been there 28 years. Great guy. They had a team. he talked about, I love what he said about this team. He said, these kids, I love these players. He said their GPA is the highest we ever had. Their work ethic, they're positive, they believe in one another. And they're a really good softball team, really good softball team.
Yeah, for sure.
It kind of reminded me of what we used to talk about, that 93 team we had at Cape. They were just wonderful kids, great GPA. You can't say enough good things about that group of kids we had. And he felt that way about his team. Now, were they good enough to win a national championship? They had their opportunity. It just didn't happen. Every time they lost close games, the first game, all they had to do is win one of these two games. I told Jim early in the year when I watched Texas Tech, I said, man, I watched them. They are good. They got two pitchers as good as I've seen. Yep. And that was the difference in the ball game. When their pitching was incredible. The first game was real competitive. It was 5-4. You thought maybe they could get it. And then they went back and rested for about an hour, hour and a half. Then they come back and play for the championship. Winner takes all. Well, Bama got beat 2-0, and that's it. Season's over. But I'm proud of those kids too. They got a freshman pitcher. I think they'll be back. Alabama's always pretty good in softball. It's supported really well. The bottom line, Texas Tech was just better. Yeah. They're just better.
Slightly. But it wasn't that big of a margin.
No,
man, you're facing the best pitcher in college women's softball history, possibly.
He were talking about the other one. You know the other one's name? She was good, too.
There was a girl that I watched the UCLA and Texas Tech the day before. That was one of the best, most entertaining sport I've seen this year.
Yeah.
That girl from UCLA hit a home run to tie the game. That's the farthest I've ever seen a girl hit a ball in my life. That thing had to go like 300 feet.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap. And then Texas Tech,
yeah.
Their pitcher had transferred in from UCLA. That's a lefty. I want to say her last name is Terry, maybe. Something Terry.
She's good, too.
She's very good. And then that Kennedy girl came in from Stanford. So they got two outstanding pitchers.
She was the first $1 million NIL girl in college softball, and now you see why. I mean,
she's the real deal.
Yeah.
But Bama beats UCLA. They just couldn't beat Texas. I'm going to tell you what, Texas, I think the game's Wednesday. Texas will be playing Texas Tech. That's going to be good, but I'll be surprised if anybody beats. Well,
they beat them last year.
Yeah, that's true. They beat them last year. So
they're really good, both of them. Yeah,
they're both really good.
Yeah,
but it was great season. Really enjoy watching girls softball. It's fast paced. The games get over quicker. Baseball is long. Now, baseball wise, Bama baseball team, they got St. John's. I was hoping it's going to be FSU. Matter of fact, I was going to try to go up there Friday and watch a game if it had been Florida State, but St. John's didn't turn me on as much. But St. John's is good enough to beat Alabama. I think Alabama baseball team's pretty good. We shall see. SEC's got, I believe, let's look at it. Oklahoma's in it, playing Kansas. You got Alabama, St. John's. Texas, Oregon's going to be good. That's in Austin. Georgia, Mississippi State. I wish they weren't playing each other. They are. Then you got Ole Miss, Auburn, and I got to talk about Auburn a little bit. They did really good. I watched USC. I think USC is a pretty good baseball team. They got North Carolina. Little Rock, Troy. We saw what Troy did to Florida. And again, the state of Alabama, you got three teams from the state of Alabama in super regions. And who is it? Cal Poly in West Virginia. I watched West Virginia play. I think they had a Graham. I was watching them play somebody.
Kentucky.
Yeah, that was a competitive game there too.
There's a lot of good series this weekend.
Yeah. So baseball wise, hopefully we can get to Omaha. I don't know if we're good enough to win a national champ. I think I was crazy. I'll say that for Auburn. All right, that's enough about baseball for right now and softball. I want to talk about something else going on up in Tuscaloosa. DeBoer was at the game. Coach DeBoer. He's lost a lot of weight. Looks good. Looks really good. Him and his wife were at the baseball game, and now we saw him at Oklahoma watching Bama's softball team out there. It's pretty good seeing him go support all the other teams. Alabama, 2 Alabama players and 1 coach are being considered for the 2027 College Football Hall of Fame class. Barrett Jones, offensive lineman Barrett Jones, and D'Amico Ryan. Of course, he is the head football coach at Texas.
Houston,
Texas. Yeah, really good ball player. No, they're all being considered for the Football Hall of Fame. They announced that Monday. Dennis Franchione was also the head coach at Alabama 2001-2002 seasons. He's under consideration also. He coached at New Mexico. He actually took them to a bowl game. First time that had happened in 36 years. I didn't know that. He coached at TCU. first season, they made a postseason game. Or they had a postseason win for the first time since 1957 when he was the head coach at TCU. So he had a track record of coming in and turning around programs. Well, he took over an Alabama team that was 3-8, and I think 2 years later they had won 10 ball games. He couldn't beat Auburn. He lost to Auburn 2 years in a row. Then he bolted Alabama to go to Texas A&M, and that really upset Bama people. And I don't know why you get that upset. He didn't want to be there. The pressure, he saw the pressure. He saw what was going on with probation. He made a wise choice. Alabama was not good after that.
This is the same guy that got in trouble in Destin.
No.
Okay.
No, he's not up for the Hall of Fame. No,
okay, I was going to say, I almost laughed and spit my drink out because I was like, is this the same guy?
No. This guy came from Washington State. That's how smart we were.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's a good coach, and we should not hate somebody for leaving us. And we just didn't handle it very well. Even though when he lost to Auburn last game of the year, everybody wanted to hang him. But then when he left, we got even mad about that. He goes to Texas A&M. That did not end well. I think Oklahoma beat him like 84-0. There was some crazy beat down. So the A&M experience did not go so well. Will he make the College Football Hall of Fame? I'm going to say I got a feeling he's not going to make it.
Did he win a national championship?
Who are we talking about, Francione?
Yeah, he didn't win a national championship.
I don't think he'll make it.
I think he's a good coach. I don't see. I've never thought of him as a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryan, slam dunk. Great football player, great coach. I mean, done well with the Houston
Let's
Texans.
go back and talk about Bear Jones. 2-time first-team All-American, 2011, 2012. Campbell Award winner, Remington winner, Outland winner, Warfield winner, led Alabama to 3 national championships, 2 SEC championships, 3 national championships, captain of the football team. I think he's going to get in.
I think it's a slam dunk. I mean, that's not a sexy position. So it's not like a Cam Newton, I'm a superstar. But look at everything he won. The Remington, Outland, All-American 2 times.
First team All-American.
Captain at Alabama when they were in the midst of their best run in college football history, possibly. So 3-time national champion. If that doesn't get you in, why is there a Hall of Fame? So
right. I think he's in.
Yeah.
And Ryan, same thing.
Yeah.
Head coach at Texas, Houston Texans.
Yep.
He was Mike Shula's best player, no doubt. He was the best player. First-round draft pick, first-team All-American, SEC Defensive Player of the Year. I think he might have been the SEC Player of the Year. I know he was definitely the Defensive Player of the Year. So he won the Lott Award, All-American.
Did he win the Buckus?
I don't think he won the Buckus. I'm trying. Yeah. But anyway. He's a great football player. I think he's got a good shot.
Right.
I do think Jones. Out of the 3, I'd put money on Jones, but I do think both of the players will get in. Alabama has currently 28 representatives in the College Football Hall of Fame. Back in 2026, Mark Ingram was the last one to get put in. We all know about him, the Heisman Trophy winner. Then in 2025, Nick Saban was put into the class. Now, Nick Saban is not the only head football coach to make it from Alabama. Frank Thomas was inducted in 1951, won national championships for Alabama as head football coach. I think he was Coach Bryant's coach. Wallace Wade was put into the Hall of Fame in 1955. He coached Alabama, I think, maybe to the first Rose Bowl. I can't remember all this stuff. Paul Bear Bryant was put in the class in 1986. I think the first year he was eligible, he was put in. Gene Stallings was put in 2010, won a national championship at Alabama. And, of course, Nick Saban, 2025. So that's pretty good. Do y'all know how many Ohio State head coaches are in the Hall of Fame? I know Woody's in.
The College Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah, college football. Do y'all know?
No, I don't have any idea.
Okay, I'm just curious. But anyway, so Bama's been represented pretty well in the College Football Hall of Fame. They should be. And I'm hoping that we would get at least 2 of these 3 guys we're talking about right now into it. The only one I think that won't get it for sure, I just don't feel like Franchione's going to get it. And the only reason I say that because what happened at Texas A&M.
Ohio State has 8 former head coaches in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
I mean, you got Paul Brown, so that would be one.
I forget about
Howard
Paul
Jones.
Brown. Who?
Howard Jones, inducted in 1951, coached back in like 1910.
Yeah. Okay.
We got John Wills, coached 1913 to 1928. Francis Schmidt, Wes Fessler, Woody Hayes, Earl Bruce, John Cooper.
Earl Bruce is in.
Jim Tressel, and Urban.
There you go.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
know that about Urban because Urban's such a, volatile.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I mean, he deserves the three national championships, two different spots. I mean,
then you look what he did, Utah.
Yeah, undefeated, beat Alabama. Won't talk about that one.
Sugar Bowl. I remember that crap.
Set of starters.
Thank you, sir. Let's talk about some of our great people. We love all of them. Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevens Air Conditioning. You want a great meal today? The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. Best seafood, ice cold beer. The special today is black beans and quesadilla. It's really good. Go check it out at the legendary J. Michael. Get the fried shrimp. It's the best shrimp you'll get anywhere, I guarantee you. You want some Mexican food? We all love Mexican food. Pepper's Mexican Grill, Panama City Beach Parkway. Go check it out. If you're military, every Monday, 10% discount. And also, every single day, buy one, get one free. We're talking about house margaritas and draft beer. Go check it out. Pepper's Mexican Grill. We'll be right back. I got time for one more? All right, let's do one more. David Adams Designer Jewelry. Russ, Amber, Patrick. They're the three best at what they do. They're incredible. They'll deal with you. They got some great merchandise down there. But one thing they have there, the wish list. Write your name up on the board. Write down 2 or 3 things that you got to have. Tell your husband or tell your wife, tell your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. They'll go down, ask for Russ, ask for Patrick or Amber. They'll get it for you. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the sports talk and live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy this afternoon. An evening with a moderate breeze at 15 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest, and temps near 88. Tonight we will have a mixture of mostly clouds and likely thunderstorms, and be warm at 72. Mostly cloudy tomorrow and a high 82. Some sun Thursday with a temp of 84. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
Better buckle up, Buttercup. There are no participation trophies here, just pure sports. The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michaels Studios.
Gen Z snowflakes.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Eagle! Hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna. Hey, you want a great meal day? You want to be around wonderful people that treat you like family?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do. Get out to Beef O'Brady's on that Haven. I guarantee you'll get great food, great atmosphere. but wonderful service. They always got a smile on their face. They treat you like family because the owner demands it. He is incredible. Pat Purden, City Commissioner Lynn Haven, does an incredible job at that, but his restaurant is unbelievable. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. Tell them Coach sent you. Beef over Buddies, Lynn Haven. Auburn, they get it done. I tell you what, I watch going back and forth, Alabama, Texas Tech, and then I'd flip it over to Auburn, and I started watching a little bit more of the Auburn game, to be honest with you. I got my Auburn shirt on today because their back was against the wall. They got embarrassed. Game 1 at home. They fight back, had to win all those ball games. They did it, and they get a big win. Jamie was sent over there, and the weather was terrible in central Alabama, Birmingham. Storms like you would not believe. Trees getting blown over. Lightning was unbelievable. Well, they get there, and then they're told the game's going to get kicked back. It was supposed to be, I believe, at 5. It got kicked back to 8. They wanted to do everything live there and then do live after the show. Well, once the game was kicked back to 8, they could not do a live show that late at night. So she drove all the way there, had to turn around and get back to Birmingham. So they didn't get to cover any of the game like they wanted to. But Auburn gets a big, big win. And now they're going to be home hosting a really good baseball team in the Ole Miss Rebels. But I said it, Jim, remember I said I think got a shot. Auburn, I think, has got a shot to win it all. I kind of felt that way. Then they got embarrassed. And then to watch them fight back and watch them play last night, I feel a lot better about it. But great job by the Auburn Tigers. And I'll talk more about Auburn in just a minute because I got a rude guy that's calling, interrupting Alabama-Auburn updates. And I'm glad Texas took care of one certain team. Good morning. Who is this? I don't know who it could be.
Good morning, sir. Yes, I am in MOURNING because our date in Oklahoma for the 3-game series for supremacy of the toughest women's sport in the South, the most redneck sport there is, fast-pitch softball. Sorry I said redneck, but, man, we have always got October 17th to look forward to. Just think about it.
I'm not saying anything. Yeah. I'm going to shut up.
Okay, well, you got to come up for Rocky Top, and, you know, Saban's not the coach anymore, so they're not sacrificing goats on the way in from McGee Tyson Airport, you know, to the devil. Yeah. I'm sorry I get like that. I said I wasn't going to talk about him like that when he retired, and here I am. I can't get over it.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you something.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
There's 2 coaches. Maybe you'll know their names. One coach beat Tennessee 12 straight times. The other one did, I think, like 15. What?
Well, one of them was Bryant, the other one's Saban.
And what team was it they beat?
That, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Saban beat us when he was at LSU.
That's right. That's right.
Why don't you rub it in? Hey, I want you to. You were talking about Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame, which thank God's in Atlanta now instead of at South Bend. But go there if you get a chance. Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been there. It's nice. All the helmets, all that stuff.
Did they try to cast your?
They want to take my picture and put it beside Bear Bryant. I told them no, they can't. That's one of the first things I did. I went to look for Coach Bryant's thing, and I did. Woody Hayes got a nice picture of him in there.
Really?
Yeah, he's a great guy. You know, he's a great coach. Let me ask you. I really did call with a purpose, although I've gotten offline on this. But on the Mr. Moss was a great guest, and here's the thing that different students go to college for different reasons, not just student athletes. And they sort of took advantage of what they perceived to be, I'm speculating here, that they took advantage of Cooper Moss's, loyalty.
Yeah.
And it hurts one, I guess, but I'm curious he's not ready to talk about it, but if he's up in Virginia, what does that mean? Is he visiting Liberty? Is he visiting Virginia Tech, Virginia?
No, there's some kind of, and I said Virginia. I think it's Virginia. It could be another. I could have screwed up, but there's some kind of baseball camp or something going on up there.
Okay, well, it's probably a showcase, or maybe he's getting some training that he didn't get at Florida. But if he wants to have his delivery done a certain way and only do what the coach says, he can go to Vanderbilt and play for Tim Corbin, who, by the way, didn't make it this year either, but who's a Hall of Famer. One other thing is, Mr. Moss said that Enterprise State, the Boll Weevils were the best the best mascot. I like the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. So if you get a chance, you vote for Tuberville. Well, you're in Florida. Well, hell, I never let that keep me from voting. By the way, I also want to make it about me. UALR versus Murray State is the only D1 game I've been to see that I paid money to get in. Of course, I didn't sit where I was supposed to and went right down behind the Murray bench where I talked to some people. But anyway, I think it's great that UALR and Troy are in it.
Yeah.
And, of course, you know who I'm pulling for.
Yeah.
They
The
earned their way.
Trojans. Yeah. All right, guys, we'll talk about Ohio State sometime in the future. But, hey, Coach Brent, that Jimmy Haslam, he can mess up any team that's got orange in it, can't he?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that includes Tennessee.
Yeah.
Where he's on the board of trustees, I think. He and his brother Bill, the governor.
Hey,
former governor.
Mike, before we get off that, I do want to ask you this: what do you think Texas and Texas Tech softball? Texas, I watched Texas play Tennessee, and Texas is pretty good too. But I kind of lean towards Tech. Who do you think's going to win it?
Well, if you've got a gambling problem, go ahead and bet on that game. But I would say that's a toss-up. And I want to give you one more thing. Phil Fulmer deserves a lot of credit for developing Alabama by turning them in, getting them on probation. And he is in the he's in the College Football Hall of Fame as a coach.
He deserves it
So
just
y'all
for
are
that.
right about Ryans and Barrett Jones and probably about Francione too. Sadly, it's just, hey, buddy, we got to have a line somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep up the good work, and I'll tell you something. I'm always listening to you. You said yesterday, "Oh, Mike's listening to this." Man, I build my day around your show. I don't go to the doctor until after 9.
There you go.
Y'all have a
All
good
right,
one.
Mike. Thanks, Mike.
Have a good one, man.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, I will get back to Auburn. So seriously, the crowd, it was sold out. That stadium, they actually showed some pictures. That is nice. They have added on. That's a beautiful complex. And what they did down that, I think it was first baseline, what they did, the stuff, concessions and all that kind of stuff. And behind the plate, they got nice chairs. I mean, talking about, it looks like it's leatherback chairs. I don't know if it is or not, but it's really nice. And I know they pay big money for that.
I'm sure.
Baseball's big there. Bo Jackson played there. They've had some great players play there. But Auburn, man, when that crowd got cranked up, you could see it. That one, I think he was a left-handed guy. I think it was a left-handed guy. It might have been, I think it was left. He crushed that ball. It was over center field, and he got it rolling, and that was it.
A lot of these teams folded under pressure. They came back.
Yeah.
That first game, they got blasted, and the fans were like, "Oh, here we go again," and this and that.
ugly.
And they came back, and they dominated the rest of the game. So that's a dangerous team. When you get some confidence like that, when you face some adversity, because you're going to face that in the College World Series, look out for Auburn. There's a couple other teams. Texas, to me, that was super impressive. Georgia looked really good. But those are the three I'm watching. That Texas-Oregon regional is going to be really, really good.
The ones that got my attention, I thought, are better than I thought. USC's better than
they
people
are. They
think.
played really well this year.
They're pretty good. I don't know. St. John's, Bama. To me, you would think that's an easy draw for Bama, but who knows?
Right.
You don't know anymore. Oregon and Texas, who you like in that one?
I like Texas. Texas is my favorite to win it. They came in. They didn't win the SEC tournament, but I think they rested a couple of their pitchers and got them ready for this regional. They dominated the regional. They're hitting their stride. We know the guy can coach. He's taken the teams to the World Series and come up short. And I think he's won one, I believe, Snozleg or whatever. So Texas is my favorite to win it, but there's a lot of good teams.
Let
there.
me ask you all this because I don't know. James, help me with this. We got these 16 teams. The winner of each of these super regions, they all go to Omaha, right? We got 8 teams.
Eight teams.
And when you get there, it's the same thing we've been seeing. You lose 2, you're gone.
Yep, it's double elimination. Yeah,
It's not 2 out of 3 though. Your losses could be to different teams.
Right.
just the finals is 2 out of 3.
And once you lose that first one, you go to the loser bracket.
Correct.
And okay.
And then sometimes you might have to come back and play 2 against a team that hasn't lost any.
And they said, I saw some statistic, if you lose the first regional game, it's really hard to win it.
You've got to win 4 in a row after that.
Yeah.
Because if you lose another one, you're done. So you have to win 4 in a row.
It's
Not easy.
It taxes your pitching. I mean, you can play so many games, and these don't have unlimited rosters. So you don't have 30 guys in the bullpen down there. So it's definitely tough if you lose that first game.
All right, Jason, let's talk about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Where are you located? What can you do for us?
We got 2 great locations on 23rd Street, Del Coronado Village, Pier Park North, next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We have our InBody 570, which is like a full DEXA scan. Those are great tools to kind of track your results. We got certified sports nutritionists on staff. We did partner, and I finally got my peptide website open. It's zenfit.com, XENPHIT.com. If you're looking for any type of peptides, you can go straight there. You can order from any place in the United States, so that's not exclusive to Panama City or Florida. So go check that out. We're super proud of that and getting that going. But you can't come see me. I'm on 23rd Street, 2 to 7 every day, Monday through Friday. If you want to get your son, daughter started in the right direction, if they got sports coming up, the off season is really important. That's when you really want to put on some size and start to eat a lot of food and put on some muscle. During the season, that's hard to do when you're practicing every day. It's hard to get in the weight room every single day. So this off season, especially during the summer, if you're a football player, this is really when you want to start hitting and start putting on some size.
Jason's the best. It's not even close. You go ask Coach Brown the strength game by their players. Everybody, if you got a family members playing sports, tell them about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. If you're not using them, you're not taking advantage of this.
And
you want to get an edge.
We're using basics. We're not giving you anything crazy that's going to hurt your son or daughter. I mean, it's about food supplements, getting in the right calories, maybe some creatine, about 16. But other than that, it's vitamins, it's food supplements, hydration, and just performance.
Hey, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. We got offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Go see Dr. Ward. Don't put it off. I didn't, and he got it out of me. The guy is incredible. Listen to Dr. Ward every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Hey, Turf Pro Pest Control. You want your yard to look beautiful? We can make it happen. Listen to Patrick Turner every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Here comes the Thunder.
Tonight, the Atlanta Braves kick off a 3-game series at Truist Park versus the Toronto Blue Jays. The series opener will be a pitching duel with the Atlanta Braves' Bryce Elder taking the mound, and we'll have coverage from Atlanta starting at 6, first pitch 6:15, right here on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
Stay out of his lane and stay off his yard.
Believe me, this man is a menace. He's always drinking, starting fights.
The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michaels Studios.
Don't turn it off!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jim Brandt, Jason Kowaleski, Big James behind the glass, live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida from J. Michael Studios. Give us a call, Dave, if you'd like, 215-6290. The giveaway today is absolutely nothing. Did they just hang up? Anyway, all right. We talked about
to get nothing.
You want to get Gulf Coast Jam tickets?
We're talking about when you lose that first game. UCLA, number 1, lost to St. Mary's. They out, didn't make it.
Right.
USM, number 1 in their league, 9th seed. They lost their first game. They're out. FSU, they lost their first game to St. John's. They're out.
And St. John's was the 4 seed in that regional.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I think St. John's won that, right?
Correct.
Yeah, they didn't lose a game in that regional.
St. Mary's, they won theirs, right?
Yep.
No.
No, they're out.
Cal Poly won that.
Cal Poly, that's right.
yeah.
Cal Poly.
Okay.
But anyway, out of those 4 that lost that first thing, Auburn's the only one that made it.
Yeah.
So 1 out of 4. So you got to win that first one to have a chance to do
The
it.
shocking thing, UCLA didn't lose a series the entire year. That was the first series, I guess you can say, and even though it's not a series, that they lost all year.
Yeah, I was saying before the show to James, I wasn't that. I wanted to watch UCLA because they've been a number 1 team all year.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype there.
And I'm watching them going like, I don't see it. I mean, they're good,
right?
But they're not like LSU was a couple years ago,
No,
or Tennessee, or some of them teams. Just like wow.
I didn't
have the wow factor with them at all.
I felt like that watching them last year, even though they made it pretty far. Even when I watched them, I was like, there was no Paul Skeens, there was no superstar hitter, and I was just like, they're good. And they kept talking about them for next year because they could add some portal pieces, but I just never thought they were super elite. But they were solid everywhere. Right. But these margins are thin, and baseball is about when you can get hot pitchers, hot hitters, and it's hard.
Let's take this phone call. Good morning.
Cincy Chris, what we got, man?
Oh, nice.
Cincy Chris. Hey, boy. Woo. What's going on, Big Daddy?
Not much. I'm hopefully I can make it to Athens for the Super Regional on Sunday. I've got stuff going on, but hopefully I'll be able to make it up there because my buddy's at Mississippi State. So,
okay.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. Good job. I hope you weren't listening earlier when we said we don't want to see more Cincinnati's and James Madison's and
who knocked your Bearcats
Tulane.
out? They actually had a really good. The first time ever they made it to back-to-back regional.
Yeah.
So, I can officially say that Cincinnati is a better baseball city than Cleveland. We actually have a college university there.
And Columbus.
The best Cleveland State baseball player is Stipe Miocic, who's a UFC fighter.
Oh, yeah.
But Cleveland State. Oh, Baldwin Wallace. My bad. I forgot. Baldwin Wallace. Go Jackets.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets. Yep.
And but no, I was going to say if Cooper Moss is in Virginia, there's a wooden bat summer league there called the Valley. I'm sure he's playing in that, and he's going to get a bunch of innings there.
Yeah.
So, but my point is I think you guys are wrong on these freshmen. There are over 300 Division I baseball programs. Do you know how polished you have to be to go in as a true freshman and start for a premier SEC program? You better not have any flaws in your game at all. And I'm just going to say that. I'm not saying Cooper does or doesn't. This isn't about Cooper. I'm just saying, guys, do you realize that a lot of these kids are going to be top 10 draft picks, like, immediately? Like, a lot of these college pitchers that come in and play as freshmen, they were probably top 10 draft picks. They have very little flaws. They're very polished. They've got 3-4 working pitches. Being a starting pitcher on a Division I program is basically being a quarterback. You have 3 spots, and if you're not going to get the playing time there, you better go somewhere else that is, like Steve said at the end, you better go somewhere that's going to get you innings or get you at bats, because if you're not getting them, practice isn't enough. Another thing I wanted to bring up is that you better find a program that the seniors and juniors are willing to teach the underclassmen, because there's a lot more baseball players than there are coaches. You better be in a program that's willing to coach from within as opposed to just relying on the coaches. So you better go find the knowledge where you need to find it. You better study under somebody. And with the transfer portal, I agree. You might not know who's going to be there, and you might not know who you're going to study under. But there's a lot of good programs up north. There are a lot of good smaller programs in Alabama, Carolinas, Mississippi's. There's a lot of good programs all over the place that aren't the SEC or the ACC, as you see in the tournament right now.
Did he say we were wrong? Did I hear him correct? Did y'all not hear that? We always are wrong. That ain't nothing new.
How many innings of baseball have y'all combined to play?
I played thousands for me. Yeah, I played. I was a better baseball player than a football player.
I probably was too.
My curveball was outstanding. My curveball was outstanding.
I got comments. I'm like,
don't
keep it to
say
myself.
Yeah. My curveball's kind of natural.
He invented the knuckleball. Joe Necro. That's his.
Gonna go.
That's Joe Necro's coach here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wilbur Wood.
There's also a reason why Wright State's head coach has been offered by Big Ten schools to leave Wright State, and he stays at Wright State because he can get to a regional every other year, whereas opposed to the Big Ten, they've got two teams in the super regionals, and only 3 or 4 teams made the regionals altogether. You're better off playing for a smaller school where you're going to get the innings as opposed to a coach that's worried about, I don't know O'Sullivan. I just know that his job could be on the line. Look at LSU. LSU didn't even make the tournament this year, and they won 2 out of 3 national champions.
Yeah.
So, and their 2 starting pitchers last year came from different programs. Yeah. They got polished somewhere else, and then they got paid to go to LSU.
I think the point we were trying to make, and not that, most teams aren't going to use freshmen, is I think these coaches kind of fib a little bit about what they're going to do and how they're going to develop these kids and how they're going to use them. And you commit to them and you get stashed to the side and you don't really get developed. And when you lose a year of baseball, that's a hit to your game. I mean, you can't just sit around for a year and not be inactive and not pitch and not hit and expect to get any better. And I think with the NIL, and I don't blame Sullivan for bringing in 4 new pitchers. If he can pay $100,000, these guys 22, 23 years old, they're Major League Baseball prospects, that's what's going to win them games. But I think there's some dishonesty about recruiting these high school kids and how they're going to get developed, and I think that's kind of where we're having a disconnect because with the portal and NIL, that combination, it's really, really hurting these high school kids. I mean, let's be honest. They got to go to lower programs, maybe JUCO, get developed for 2 years. That's when Florida's going to come and say, we want you, we're going to pay you this amount of money. You've already been established. You've thrown 150 innings over the last 2 years. You had 89 strikeouts. We know this kid can pitch. Come to Florida and play for us this year. But they're not going to pay anybody $100,000 to sit the bench.
Playing for 2 different head coaches in baseball, they definitely play favorites. They definitely will quit on you immediately if they don't feel like you fit what they need to. And I can only imagine that at a premier SEC school that's the case as well. I know 4 kids on my team that could be late for the bus, and the bus would wait for them.
Right.
And then the other 21 kids, the bus would leave without them. So, but I also disagree that, man, there are so many teams, there are so many college baseballs, there are so many JUCOs, there are so many different summer leagues. Heck, when I was 22, I was playing with 30-year-old men in summer baseball. Portland, Indiana, if you know where that is, the Portland Rockets, right on the side of Ohio and Indiana. There's innings to be played. It's just, and the thing about baseball is you have you practice against your team. Like Cooper was throwing against Florida players in practice. And he is getting live pitches. Now, whether he's being developed or not, I don't know. I just know that you're facing live pitching every other practice. Batters are facing live pitching, pitchers are facing live batters. You're developing against them, but you also got to have people that take you under their wing and want to train you. It's just there are too many players for one coach. Like a pitching coach, keeping track of innings, keeping track of this, keeping track of that. He might not be developing that 4th pitch that the pitcher needs or anything. They want these kids to come in super polished. But I don't necessarily agree that it's doing a disservice to these kids because I know that there are enough programs out there that if you want to play baseball bad enough, you're going to be able to find the innings. It just might not be at the school that you want to go to.
Yeah.
So, but there are 300 Division I baseball schools. There are more Division II baseball schools. There's JUCO schools everywhere that play great baseball. California, their JUCO system's crazy. They don't even play outside of their state in JUCO. If you hear of a national championship for junior college, it's every state but California. They only play a state championship. So
Scared.
It's just.
Okay.
You can get developed right here in your own backyard.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%. I mean,
yeah.
JUCO baseball, the Gulf Coast League is one of the top leagues in the country. That's national championship normally comes from that league.
A kid from Arnold went to Chipola, and he ended up going to UCF, Andrew DeRoma, and he ended up playing at UCF, and he ended up getting drafted. And that's the thing. That's the difference is you don't need to go to the SEC to get drafted in the first round. You know, like if you're out there in front of these scouts and you're consistently playing, like a lot of scouting happens during the summer leagues. You know, they go to the Cape, they go to Alaska. There's a big league in the middle of the country in Kansas area. There's the Valley. I'm not sure about Florida summer leagues. There's a big one called the Great Lakes League in Ohio and Pennsylvania and everything. That's got a lot of different. Salina's got a team. There's baseball all over the place if you're willing to go find it. It's just the SEC is the best place, and if you're not the most polished player, then it's not going to work out for you, and you have to figure out how to polish yourself, because some of these coaches, like I said, they'll play favorites and they'll quit on you immediately. So I don't know. It's not fair to the kid, but as a kid that I only have like 60 at bats in my college baseball career, you know, I empathize with them, but you know, it was on me. It wasn't on the coaches,
right?
You know, but that's me though. So.
Great call. I appreciate it.
And
man.
Cooper's going to be fine. Right? That kid's talented.
Yeah,
I mean, he'll find his spot. He's going to make it back to the big times. He's a good player, so we don't want to make it woe is me about him. He's going to find his way. It just didn't happen at Florida.
Yeah, I think, Hey, listen, we got to take a break. Thank you for calling, Big Daddy.
Yes, sir.
See you later. Thank you, sir.
Have a good one, man.
Tell you what, let's talk. I got time. We got time to do anything?
Yeah, you got about 30. Let's talk.
Okay. All right, let's talk about some of our wonderful. Hey, let's talk about that boating service. I just think it's a great idea. You don't have to take your boat into a marina and spend all that kind of money. They come to your house. James, I like that.
I love the time saving. You know, because, I mean, it saves you time. You don't got to call around to marina to find out which one has an opening, and two, hey, we might get to it next week. I mean, you don't want to wait till next week.
No, you want it done there.
Your boat.
And you don't want to have to worry about going and picking it up, bringing it back, and all that kind of stuff. They come to you.
Money. I mean, it costs you money. You got to take your time, and you got to take your gas. And I don't got to tell you how much gas costs right now. Nah.
What's the name of this place?
We got Florida Main right here that'll take care of you in the panhandle of Florida, all of your boating needs.
Call Jermaine Allen at 850-851-4134. 850-851-4134, and they'll come to you, and it's going to save you big time money. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We can go to a youth sporting event, drink, and you know how they can get when they don't get their way? Man, that can create a problem.
In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
The day and age we live in with parents going crazy and getting in fights, I don't see alcohol making that any better.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
5 minutes can save your life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy this afternoon. An evening with a moderate breeze at 15 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest, and temps near 88. Tonight we will have a mixture of mostly clouds and likely thunderstorms, and be warm at 72. Mostly cloudy tomorrow and a high 82. Some sun Thursday with a temp of 84. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
To get your boat running today without the dealership wait, it's Florida Main's Marine Service and Consulting. No more hauling the boat to the dealership. For a faster, smoother, and hassle-free boat service, they come to the dock or the driveway. Florida Main's Marine Service and Consulting. From Santa Rosa to Panama City to Apalachicola. Quick response to inquiries and competitive rates. Get your boat running today. Call Florida Main's Marine Service and Consulting. 850-851-4134. 850-851-4134.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all. The Coach James Hale Show.
Pro-gun, pro-flag, and pro-peace.
Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I know, hey, I got somebody to tell you, yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be miserable. We got a little chance of rain today, but then after that, we're going to go 4 or 5 days. It's going to be brutal. Less than 10% chance of rain. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, as far as you know. So if you're having problems, you're having problems cooling it down, go Stevenson Air Conditioning. You'll be glad you did. Call Jason. They'll come out and take care of your problems, no doubt about that. Looking for a great place to go eat today. We got several. Beef Rays in Lynn Haven. We got, Pepper's Mexican Grill, Panama City Beach Parkway, J. Michael's Restaurant. Great places, all these people down here on vacation to go eat, and they are, man, believe me, they're taking advantage of it, no doubt about that. And we've got Jason Kovaleski on right now, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Get out to one of the 4 newbies, have a great time. Again, I saw Charlotte at the Bounce House. She is absolutely beautiful, sweetheart. She had her grandkids there with our grandson having a good time. Now, I want to ask the 2 experts, tell me which one of these teams, you got 2 to choose from. We're comparing these teams, to be honest with you. One is called the Ohio State Buckeyes. The other one is called the Michigan Wolverines. Which team wins 73.7% of all their games? The other team wins 73.2% of all their games.
Ohio State's higher.
Yeah. Higher winning percentage.
James, you agree?
Yeah, I'll go Ohio State.
Okay. Y'all all right. You're all good. Good job. Bowl games. One of these schools have played in 61 bowl games. The other team is only played in 54. Which of these 2 teams have played the most bowl games?
The better one.
Which school is that?
The one that has the best colors.
I
Scarlet
would
and gray.
say Michigan's probably been in
You
more
got
bowl
Michigan.
games.
Who you got?
I got Ohio State.
Who you got?
Ohio State.
James. You're wrong. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes with 61.
Michigan
only got 54.
Michigan won all their games before World War I.
We don't want commentary. We want answers. All right.
I'm giving you answers. Hard facts.
Heisman Trophy.
It's the same logic that has Alabama.
They were playing
49
high schools back then.
Heisman Trophy winners.
How many are this century?
How many Heisman Trophy winners? One school has 7. The other school has 3. Which school has 7, James?
I'm going to go Ohio State.
It's Ohio State.
Ohio State.
You are correct. So far, it's been all Buckeyes. 7. Michigan, only 3. Conference championships. One school has 39. The other one has 45 Big Ten conference championships.
And 12 of them were before the
Who has 45? The question was, who has 45? James.
I'll go Ohio State.
I think it's Michigan.
It's Michigan has more.
Because they won.
Michigan has more. Okay.
They had like 12 of them before there was 8.
When they were playing
Again, Michigan has
They're playing
45.
high schools
Ohio State has 39.
Playing a CVS pickup team.
They actually played a school for doctors.
Can I continue the this?
You're going to continue the propaganda.
All right, here we go. So the first 3 categories has been all Buckeyes. Now Michigan just took 1. So let's go. It's 3-1 right now. Let's go national champs. One has 9. The other has 10. Who has 10, James?
Ohio State.
Who has more?
I know the answer. You don't want to ask me.
Yeah, I know the answer too.
And it's
Michigan's got more.
Michigan has 10 national championships.
How many?
Ohio State has 9.
And like I said,
how many since 1960?
Now we have a score is 3-2.
5 of them were before the Civil War. Okay, I'm serious.
3-2 is getting closer. It's getting closer.
Abe Lincoln was not there.
4 scores.
All
22 points to go.
All Americans. One has 99. The other school has 89. Which school has 99, James? The score now is 3-2 overall. Ohio State.
Say Ohio State.
Jason.
I got Ohio State on that.
It's Ohio State.
Ohio State. Now it's 4-2. Ohio State has 99 All-Americans. Michigan only 89. Head-to-head competition. Head-to-head competition. What's the score now? 4-2? Okay, let me write that down.
Oh, Jesus.
4-2.
I know where you're
Head-to-head competitions. Who's the best? Ohio State has won, well, one school's won 52. The other school's won 62. Head-to-head. James, who's got more head-to-head wins?
Michigan.
Jason.
Definitely Michigan.
Jim.
Michigan.
Ooh, now it's 4-3. Woo!
Since 1960, I think Ohio State's beaten them like 30-plus times.
Head-to-head, Michigan 62 wins, Ohio State only 52. Okay.
Overall wins is going to be your next one.
We're Calm down. I helped you out.
I know where you're going.
I helped you out.
No, you didn't. I knew every answer.
Weeks ranked in the polls.
No, that I don't.
One has 1,017. The other one has, still great, the other one's great, 943 times. Who has 1,017?
Just ranked? Top
Ranked,
25?
yes.
It's probably going to be Michigan because of
Who you got? Who you got?
I'm going to go Michigan.
Who you got?
It's Ohio State.
It's Ohio State Buckeyes. Now the score is 5-3. 5-3. Our last category. Who has the most wins in college football history?
We all know this.
Is it Ohio State or is it Michigan?
They should have been.
Who is it, James? Who is it, James?
The most in history? The most in history, we just got to say Alabama.
No.
It's not.
They're actually third behind
Michigan
both.
started playing football in the 1700s. That's where all these wins that came from.
They wanted Bunker Hill.
They didn't even wear leather helmets back then. They put cotton balls on their head. And
1776, they had their first.
Played a couple school for the blind.
So anyway.
It's Michigan.
What got Ohio State to be the best program is because they were ranked more. They had 4. They won 5 of the 9 categories.
This is my point. Since 1960, Michigan's won what? 2 with the tainted asterisk national championships. Ohio State's won
1.5.
7.
No. NCAA said they went outright fair.
Well, we all seen what happened.
Yeah.
They were signaling, left, run, right.
But
I
looked at this and I shared it. Everything's pretty close.
No, it is.
I mean,
I knew that.
Y'all hate them, but they're good.
They're okay.
For nothing.
They're good.
They're good for nothing.
Pre-1960, they were good.
I'll be honest with you. I never liked Michigan.
No.
But it was kind of a...
We respected them up until the Harbaugh situation.
But when Harbaugh came in there, and I got nothing for them.
I don't either.
They're useless.
And I love Michigan. Don't get me
criminals.
wrong, but
they're useless.
The stuff that went on with them, Sharon Moore, was absolutely criminal. I mean, literally. They smashed servers. They covered up evidence. He left for the NFL. Left to the
breaking in kids' files.
Threatened the staff member, sleeping with a staff member, threatened to kill himself in front of her. I mean, texting OnlyFans models at the halftime of the Ohio State game. Like, who does that? Like, could you see Nick Saban at the halftime of the Auburn-Alabama game texting that OnlyFans model, hey, you want to come hook up later? At halftime, when you should be addressing your team and figuring out why you're losing.
That happened.
He planned ahead. He's a very organized guy.
That is so ridiculous. I've never heard anything like that.
Too critical. He's very organized.
I will say this. It got them in a better place. They got a really good coach right now.
No doubt. What's the biggest scandal in college football? Was it Albert Nemes, Alabama giving him $300,000? Was it Price going to the strip clubs?
Are we talking about on the field?
Just anything.
To me, the Paterno thing was the biggest scandal I've
Was
ever
that
heard.
worse than cheating?
100%. Pedophilia is worse than cheating.
I think you're right. What do you think? Was that the worst?
I had forgotten about that, but yeah, that was probably the worst.
I'm trying to think. What about Oklahoma back in the day? They were shooting up the dorms and all that kind of stuff. That's
pretty bad.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
You think anything else pretty bad out there we've forgotten? The USC thing with Reggie Bush buying a house.
At Southern Miss, you guys had pea shooters. We ain't got no money for guns.
We got slingshots. We would shoot slingshots for people.
I think of scandals.
What's another big scandal we had?
Didn't Baylor have a pretty bad one with rape?
Didn't one of the basketball players get murdered or murder somebody?
That was a bad situation.
There been some bad things.
Yeah, for Baylor, yeah.
But who are the best? What's the best university to go to if you want to learn to be a race car driver?
Georgia.
I would think so. Yeah. You got anything? You can't.
He better win this year. I'll say that.
You're only going 130, man. You ain't trying.
Even that car has 150 on the dial. What you doing?
They must race for fun because even the NFL players get arrested for going 130
look
in
what
a
happened
60.
to Alabama wide receiver who killed those people in Vegas. Man, that was terrible. He was up for parole, and I don't know if they got it or not.
Yeah,
I didn't look at it. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Jason and Jim be here Friday. Tomorrow we got Dr. Ward. Man, we got a good lineup. Mark McLeod, everything going to talk about Florida football, Florida baseball.
Good time to be a Gator.
I think the future's bright.
I do too. I like that coach.
Especially in football.
If they can get a quarterback that's going to be solid, I think that team's going to be good this year.
Yeah. How much time we got?
You got about 30 seconds.
Okay. Jason, real quick, Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, I'll be there 2 to 7 on 23rd Street. Come see me. Courtney's working the beach store today. She's phenomenal. You can go see her. We got 2 great locations, 23rd Street in Del Coronado Village and Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
That's Michigan. He had dates lined up. He's very organized. I don't know why you're on him about that. We'll be right back. We're out.
Okay.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is designed specifically for sports fanatics like you. The sports content you demand is always on. Live stream our national and local sports talk anywhere you go. Reach us on all social media. You can also be a part of the show. Call and text into our studios. Plus, up-to-the-minute weather and traffic maps. The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is available at the Apple Store and Google Play.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday.